Welcome back. In the last video, we talked about the PHP roadmap before Laravel. But today, we are going to start coding. First, let's install VS Code. Open your browser and search for VS Code download. Open the official VS Code website and download VS Code for your operating system. I'm using Windows, so I will choose the Windows version. After the download is finished, open the installer. Here, the installer asks you to accept the agreement. Then it may ask where you want to install VS Code. You can keep the default location, and that is completely fine. If you want, you can also choose another location on your computer. For beginner, I recommended keeping the default options. On the next steps, you can also keep the default setting. Then click Next and finally click Install. I already have VS Code installed on my computer, so I don't need to install again. But if this is your first time, just finish the installation and then open VS Code. This is VS Code. We will use VS Code to write our PHP code. But VS Code does not run PHP by itself. So next, we need Laragon. I will use Laragon in this course because it is simple, clean, and useful later for Laravel. XAMPP is also okay. Now, let's install Laragon. Open your browser and search for Laragon download. Open the official Laragon website and download Laragon. After the download is finished, open the installer. Here, Laragon asks where you want to install it. You can keep the default location or you can choose another folder. For example, I will install it here. You can install it wherever you want, but try to choose a simple path. For example, something like C drive or D drive is completely fine. If you are not sure where to install it, just keep the default location. After choosing the location, click Next. On the next steps, you can keep the default options. Then click Install. After the installation is finished, open Laragon. This is Laragon. Newer version of Laragon may show a license reminder. For personal learning and practice, you can still use it as an unlicensed version. In this course, we only use Laragon for local learning. Laragon gives us the tools we need to run PHP locally. It includes PHP and it can start a local server on our computer. This means we can write PHP code and see the result in the browser. Now click Start All. Great. Now Laragon is running. To check it, open your browser and type localhost. If you see the Laragon page, it means Laragon is working correctly. This means our local development environment is ready. Now, let's check if PHP is working. Open the terminal from computer. In the terminal, type php-v. If you see a PHP version here, it means PHP is installed and ready. So we don't need to install PHP separately. Laragon already gives us PHP. Before we write our first PHP code, let's install a few useful VS Code extensions. Extensions help VS Code understand our code better and make coding easier. Open the extensions panel in VS Code. The first extension is PHP IntelliFans. Search for PHP IntelliFans and install it. This is the most important extension for this course. It helps VS Code understand PHP better. It gives us better suggestions, autocomplete, and code help while writing PHP. The next extension is Prettier Code Formatter. Prettier helps format our code and makes it cleaner. We will not focus too much on formatting right now, but it's useful to have. The next extension is PHP Debug. This extension will be useful later when we learn how to debug PHP code. For now, we just install it and later in the course we will use it. The last extension is Material Icon Theme. This one is optional, but I like using it because it makes files and folders easier to recognize. It adds nice icons for different file types. Great, now VS Code is ready. Laragon is running and PHP is ready. Now let's create our first PHP project. First, open Laragon folder, then open the www folder. This is where we put our PHP projects. Inside the www folder, create a new folder. I will name it PHP course. Now open this folder in VS Code. Inside this folder, create a new file. The file name should be index.php. This is our first PHP file. Now let's write our first PHP code. First, I type the PHP opening tag. This tag tells PHP from here we are writing PHP code. Now I want to print something on the page. For that, I use echo. Echo is used to show something in the browser. Now I add the text I want to show. Echo hello. This text is inside quotes. Text inside quotes is called the string. A string means simple text. At the end, I add its semicolon. In PHP, we usually put a semicolon at the end of a statement. Now save the file, Ctrl S. Now let's run this file in the browser. Make sure Laragon is running. Open your browser and type this in the address bar: localhost/php course. The structure is localhost/your folder name. Now press enter. If everything is working, you should see hello. Great. This means our PHP code is working. Let's change the text. Echo, double quotes, welcome to the PHP course. Now save the file with Ctrl S and refresh the browser. The text changed. This is how we can edit PHP code and see the result in the browser. Now it's your turn. Create a folder called PHP course. Create a file called index.php, then use echo to print your name on the page. For example, echo, double quotes, my name is Ali, semicolon. After that, open the project in the browser and check the result. This simple practice helps you understand how PHP files work and how to run PHP code locally. Nice work! You now have everything ready to start learning PHP. In the next lesson, we will learn PHP syntax and see how PHP works with HTML. If this helped you, subscribe and follow the next lessons. See you in the next video.